Hi everyone, welcome to this week's channeled reading and energy reset. Today it's really nice out and warm, so I decided to change environments and be outside. I'm on the porch steps, so if I have to pause and someone's walking by, just a heads up that might happen. So today's energy clearing, we're gonna just sit in a bit of silence first and just to open the space and help ground us. I'll ring this bell, of course, and then yeah, just enjoy basking in the sensations and the warmth of this moment here where I am. Right now we are, depending on where you are, your spring comes at different times. In Vermont, where I am, we just started seeing, I saw bees for the first time this season, and yesterday, and I saw my first little mini jumping spider and insects. So you really notice the life that starts to come back when you're here for the entire winter. And it's a really fun process to experience what animals start to come back to life and come back to this place where we are. Our spring tends to be a bit later, so it doesn't really get super warm and flowery until like May. I'm not sure if this hat is making enough noise that you can hear it, so I might just take this off. Okay, here we go. Okay. There's been a lot of things that I've been processing and reflecting on, so I'm curious to see what comes up for the card pull and if some of it interweaves with the message for everyone. Okay, so even if you're not in a place that you can sit down and relax, it's okay, and you can just listen in and tune into the vibes. Notice if you feel any changes in sensations of awareness of a shift of the presence around you, and not necessarily in the people, but in the spirit realm, in the unseen worlds that comes through the world around you, through nature, but also just it can be sensed through your body. And if there was a shift, just pay attention to that and what that shift was. Let's bring some awareness to our spine and our neck and throat area. And just gently, as your awareness moves across and down, let that be an opportunity to release any tension and realign the energy channel through that spine. Go ahead. While we're here, let's envision an orb of blue light circling around you and just reaffirming to you that you are protected to feel into these sensations and that you are protected from others and any of the worries or thoughts that may be arising. Let this blue orb be the like balm of comfort for those fears and anxieties to rest. So that your body can deepen more into this present moment and also relax even further. Let's take one last moment to just feel into the sensations of, rather than receiving a message from your intuition, feel the sensation of the presence of your intuition. It may be calm and warm, soothing. All right, let's come back to our present space by taking a deep intentional breath. Feeling the sensation of our body parts, like our toes and our fingers. Okay, thank you for joining and navigating the different sounds that came up that you might be hearing in the background. So some different things, like a lot of different thoughts that have to do with feeling into the edges of like the balance between moving from your ego and a place of scarcity or fear and moving and tapping back into love, trust, and abundance. And so it's natural to ebb and flow between the two. But recently something coming up is it is more than enough. Like, it is enough. What is enough that you are offering? And how can you reframe the things you're doing or offering or sharing that, and see it from an angle or perspective of love and abundance rather than fear and lack. And it'll help you to feel more at ease with whatever it is that you're putting out there in the world. And that may be in the context of a relationship or a job or a creative passion or just a sense of purpose. It could be whatever is on your mind right now. Yeah, and those feelings of lack in whatever it is that you're bringing out to the world and just by your existence is causing a lot of inner conflict and strain and tension in your body and in your ability to be more at ease and let the information flow through you very naturally for like intuitive information and guidance for what's to come and what you are focusing on right now for the season and what you are in the midst of creating for the future. Hey, Dad, could you do this a different time? Dad?
What?
Are you done? Or could you do it at a different time?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So the other thing that's been coming around a lot is the chickadee. And the thing that I remember the chickadee offering is a lesson around your voice and your will and remembering and re-strengthening, reconnecting with your willpower, because we're all coming out of this winter hibernation where we've been in a lot more of a slow pace, moving less. It wasn't a time to necessarily put like a lot of new creations forward. It was more of a time of like processing and releasing and more quiet inward space. So we're like coming out of our hibernation in the things that we used to do and that felt totally okay and normal, but now it's like you have to get back into the rhythm of things, kind of like reconnecting with people again and feeling into getting out of your comfort zone and getting out of the house. But also, once you have the clarity and the full body feeling of yes, another thing we are being encouraged to practice right now is using your voice and your will. And that has a lot of relationship to do with your solar plexus. So feel free to look that up if you're not familiar with it. But it's an energy center that is also associated with the color yellow. So the sun coming in is really supportive. So like laying in the sun can be helpful to rebalance your solar plexus. But it has to do with will and willing the illusion around you to reflect one of your will, because we change what's around us. So how you are approaching something, if you're approaching it with a bias or an assumption of how it's going to play out, it's likely going to play out that way, or you'll just see it that way even if it's not. So being really aware of the power you hold right now, especially like everything you say, you do, you think, or you put out there in beliefs, whether they're like consciously or subconsciously, is creating what you experience in every moment. It's like a lot has been cleared, so now the slate is fully clear, so you can create a lot. So let's be really thoughtful about what it is you are saying in your thoughts or to other people and what it is you're choosing to believe. Like if we can experience 50-50 of both, either the version of life that we're like fearing or allowing to happen, that's the experience that's maybe more like feeling like dread or nothing changing or the same cycle. You have the same amount of capacity to experience the other side, which is the thing that is the change or the thing that lights you up, that you feel like you've been wanting for a while to experience or to try out. Okay, so this card is, I'll show you this card here. So chop wood normally is about just kind of like doing your chores and keeping your room clean and just doing like the mundane stuff while the spirit and the universe does its thing, you know, right now to focus on that. But this in reverse is saying we're on like the brink of switching to be ready for that forward motion and no longer needing to focus on the chopping of the wood, so to speak, which is kind of like the winter time, basically. I'm gonna see if there's anything else. So the fates came out. So just a reminder that there are forces out there that are literally supporting this other side, this more heart-aligned experience possibility forward for you to manifest. And at the end of the day, we have to be open to manifest it. So in order to be open to it, it's really important that we really keep in mind our thoughts and what it is we're saying and like the spells we're putting out there through our words and our feelings and actions. And so shifting out of this lack into this abundance sensation will be really helpful to like flip the switch into abundance and the second half of the year where we're in the spring and the summer and really enjoying life and the fullness of it. And some things I've talked about with the bliss timeline on, if you've seen any of my other stuff, it's especially like this is its time to shine because you can really connect with the blissful aspects of the world in your environment because we're moving out of that death and rebirth, and now we're into the birth and life aspect. So some ways to tap into that feeling of abundance and flow and love is really connecting to the present moment through nature, like letting yourself just go on a stroll with no purpose. And it takes some time to get into a relaxed state to really connect with the rhythm of the natural world. But once it's there, you'll feel it, and it's kind of like going on this very ethereal, flowy movement experience where you're just enjoying the present moment for the joy of it, and there's not much else to it. And it's really about slowing down to see the magic that's in front of you in the small ways, like noticing the insects and noticing the sounds, like the wind chimes, or feeling the sensation of the breeze that just picked up, like really tuning into the sensations of the natural world, because the natural world is really coming to life right now, and it's really there for you to help tap into that abundant state, because the natural world that's its inherent state, is abundance, and it's constantly flowing. It's something that we can all learn from nature, is to be constantly open to flow and movement of things, and letting things go and be detached so that they can move. And like if you have a desire in your heart and then you stay too attached to it, that energy of that desire isn't able to then move out of you and then into the like quantum field to then come back to you and be manifested in whatever ways that you had called for. So it's really important to really let go, simply because it's like envision yourself kind of like seeing a thought or a feeling or a whim of your heart be like encased in a bubble, and then you just like you feel it and then you just like let it go, kind of like a puffy thing with a seed that, I don't know what it's called, like something that floats like a bubble or something, and just let it go and don't even think, like, be completely detached of where it's going, where it's landing, what's going to happen, and just let it be. And that's really going to help to come back to presence, and you'll see over time how those things that you really let go of do come back to you and do show up like you'll get, as you call out, you get a response. And the way that the response comes through is really also based on your filter. So are you bringing a judgment and a filter to the experience of when you receive that back? Yeah. So even if it feels like there's a lot that's not really coming together, or things still feel stalled out, or if things still feel like discombobulated and just like a mess, at the same time we have the energy of the fates, which is a reminder. This is the reminder for you to remember that you can trust in the process, and there is a higher intelligence out there working for you and helping you anchor in the magic and the bliss and abundance that you feel in your heart is possible for you, and whatever that looks like. Like maybe you've always wanted to go on a trip somewhere, or you just want to have a different experience of family life, or a different experience in your relationship with money. Like those are the different things. Or maybe you want to buy a house. Like whatever vision comes to you and has been coming to you, they will come to fruition. But just let it go. And I love this picture because it's like literally like a channel of stars coming down from the sky and giving her all this love. And then that's kind of like what the beginning meditation I guided was, like that sensation of the presence of something. For me, it was the presence of spirit and the presence of like compassion and love and guidance and support. And like I felt the presence of, we're here and we're so excited to like be here with you. That's what I got. Oh, nice. And then the next card is one that I pulled earlier in the week that I posted like 2 days ago, like a midweek reading. And really what all of this is getting us back into is remembering how to tap into that honey and that milk and honey experience, and how to tap back into that bliss and love and flow that comes more naturally in this summer, as we're coming into summer season. Okay, I think I'll share 2 more cards and then maybe end there. Sure. There's these 2 cards, which is cool to see when they have the same background colors. But all of what you're doing, all of what I just shared, it is a co-creative process. So being open, like I've said a few weeks ago, being open to the intuitive guidance and letting new ideas and fresh perspectives come in to help you see the solutions to any of the problems you're confronting. And there's always a solution in every situation. You just have to be open to it, and that's the first step. And on this journey of co-creating every moment, basically, of your life and your experience, you are protected and watched over. And this owl came up earlier in like the reading 2 days ago too, of being open to the truth that's within your heart, and it's safe to do it. You are like being protected while you are opening yourself to feel and accept and surrender to the truth, whatever that may be. It might even just be a sensation you're deepening into. But the owl is a protective, watching out spirit guide and spirit animal. And then the last one is the coming to the edge, and she's like dancing with hearts. And what are some ways that bring you joy that offer the same outcome, but maybe even more expansive and more potent to what it is that you're wanting to put forward? And coming to the edge is also about that dance between that sensation of lack and scarcity and the sensation of love and trust. Because co-creating with the universe really is a trust. It depends on a lot with trust, and it is a balancing act because we have both natures within us. So it's a choice, but also it's something that requires maintenance to, like, what are your daily choices? Are they supportive of that tapping into your bliss state, or are they more supportive of staying stuck in a head thoughtful, like in your head, and thinking more about what might happen in through fear rather than through like the possibility that actually maybe the best could happen? So being open to the possibilities that actually everything that you wish for could happen. And it's also just asking us to like really trust and practice expanding our capacity to trust in love and that sensation of love and the movement of it, and let that be what fills up our entire life and the relationships we have with others. Yeah, I think it's cool because there's like these two keys that are two different keys. So you can tell it's two different owls. So the owls, again, coming together and bringing balance to your life, the balanced heart. All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited to see how this week continues and to tap into the milk and honey myself. And I wish you all the best.